Hello everyone, a very good evening to all of you. How are you all doing? Yes guys, hi. A very good evening guys. जैसे कि you guys know, हम लोग एक बहुत ही वंडरफुल सीरीज चला रहे हैं जिसका नाम है उमंग, जिसमें हमने फर्स्ट प्री मिड टर्म के बहुत सारे चैप्टर्स करे थे और अभी हम पोस्ट मिड टर्म के चैप्टर्स करने वाले हैं, जिसमें कि फर्स्ट चैप्टर आई एम गोइंग टू स्टार्ट इज हेरेडिटी एंड evolution guys, है ना. I have seen student facing very much difficulty in this chapter, but trust me guys, इस चैप्टर को हम इतना easy बना के पढ़ लेंगे, आप कहोगे कि ये चैप्टर तो कुछ है ही नहीं. Right guys, so let's begin guys. But before beginning की हमें पता होना चाहिए कि what are we going to study in this chapter. Yes guys, what are we going to study in this chapter? Who will tell me? Yes guys, what is heredity and for that matter what is evolution guys? What is heredity and evolution? Yes, exactly guys, heredity is passing of characters from one generation to the next generation. For example, my father got his characters from his father, that is my grandfather and grandmother. I got my characters from my father and my mother. My babies will get characters from me and my wife, है ना. Right, are you able to understand? So characters get passed on from one generation to the next generation. This is called as heredity, है ना. Now why is studying heredity important guys? Because I should be having some idea कि है ना why some people are tall and why some people are short, है ना, and how are characters getting expressed. For example, some in a house one sibling will be very tall, one sibling will be short, है ना. One sibling will have curly hair, other sibling will have a normal hair. So and plus the most important thing is कि genetic diseases होती हैं. तो जेनेटिक डिसीज अगर मुझे पता चल जाए कि कैरेक्टर्स कैसे पास हो रहे हैं, तो जो जेनेटिक डिसीजेस हैं उसको मैं प्रिवेंट कर पाऊंगा, है ना. जैसे ब्लड कैंसर होता है, हीमोफीलिया होता है, देन देयर आर अदर जेनेटिक डिसीजेस, है ना, मायास्थीमिया ग्रेविस, ये सब जेनेटिक डिसीजेस होती है. अगर मुझे पता चल जाए कि कैरेक्टर्स कैसे पास हो रहे हैं, तो क्या कर सकते हैं हम छोटे छोटे बेबीज, मासूम बेबीज को we can protect from getting that genetic diseases. So we are going, that is why it is very important to study about heredity, how are characters passed on, right. Then guys, talking about evolution, if you see, we were like these monkeys, है ना, and we have evolved to become this smart creature, है ना. We have become this smart creature, है ना, who's looking into the phone, studying on the computer, है ना. So how did some people who were dancing in front of fire, right, early mans, they used to dance in front of fire, and है ना, they were having very good life. But now we have complicated our life, है ना. How did we move from that early man to such complicated lifestyle? How did the life on the earth start? How did simple organism became such complex organism, है ना guys. So we will be studying about that in evolution. Evolution is the process of conversion of simple organism into complex forms. You must be knowing, right, कि life began on or originated on the earth like a single cell, and from a single cell we have become million trillions of cells, and with a very complex function. I can think, I can write. What am I guys? I am collection of cells, right? So I am doing so many complex things. I'm looking at you, है ना, I'm writing, I'm thinking, my heart is beating, my lungs are pumping air in and out, है ना, my kidney is working. So all these things is happening. Moving forward guys, now when we talk about heredity, like as I was telling you, what is heredity guys? Heredity is the okay, not a problem. Yes, it's the passing of characters from parents to the next generation, है ना. तो inheritance is the process by which characters are passed on from parents to the offspring. Heredity and inheritance, मतलब inherit करते हैं ना. So that is this thing. Moving forward, now guys, variation. Now there's another term. Guys, today we will just look at the terms, okay. Terminologies are very very important. If you are clear with the terminology, मैंने देखा है कि students को terminology नहीं समझ आती. अब उन्हें पता ही नहीं है जीन क्या है, allele क्या है, phenotype क्या है, genotype क्या है, variation क्या है, heredity क्या है, evolution क्या है. तो how will you understand this chapter, right? So we will look specially at the terminologies. Now guys, variation क्या होता है? Who will tell me what is variation? Variation means guys, I am different from you. You and I are human, sure. हाँ जी, exactly, you and I are human, but I am different from you. Me and other teachers at Vedantu, we are humans, but we have some variation. Both of us have 2 eyes, 1 nose, and ears. Likewise, you guys have 2 eyes, 1 nose, and 2 arms, 2 legs, 1 tail, right? But you have some variation. Okay, I can distinguish who's Chunnu, who's Munnu, right? How? Because there is variation between you two. Are you able to understand what is variation? Variation means difference between the 2 individuals of the same species. Cool? तो हमें समझ आ गया भैया what is variation, है ना? Difference of characters, है ना, between the individuals. Variation are quite common in sexually reproducing organism. Guys, अगर आपको ध्यान होगा जब हम लोग how do organisms reproduce पढ़ रहे थे, at that time we saw ना, in asexual reproduction the offspring produced are exact copy of the parents, whereas in sexual reproduction the offsprings are not exact copy of the parents. वो थोड़ा different होते हैं than the parent. Are you able to understand? There are various reasons behind that, वो हम देखेंगे. Now guys, when we talk about these variations, they can be of 2 types: somatic variation and germinal variation. Somatic variation means changing. Somatic I told you ना, body related. Somatic मतलब क्या होता है guys? Body related, anything related to my body. Germinal means related to my genes or my DNA. As I have told you, what's a DNA guys? DNA is like the map. DNA is like the map of a body. DNA is like the map of a body. Like if you are making a building, for example, if you have to make a building, what do you need? You need a map. Similarly, if you are making a human, what do you need? You need. Are you able to understand guys this? है ना? So likewise, so somatic variation means variation in the body type, whereas germinal variation means variation in the DNA. Now you'll be like, so what do you mean by variation in the body type? Body type means guys, see, for example, I have strong muscles, है ना, more muscles. Will I be able to pass this muscle to my kids? No, I won't be able to pass this. है ना? A bodybuilder son might not be a bodybuilder, right? So because it is just increase in the muscle or decrease in the muscle. Are you able to understand? It is not genetic. He has got more muscle because he eats well and works out, है ना? Whereas this genetic changes whichever happen in my DNA, it will be definitely passed on to my baby. Are you able to understand? Somatic variation and germinal variation. Somatic variation is variation in the body, है ना? Are you able to understand? Whereas genetic variation is variation in the genes. Germinal variation. Cool. Let's see. Exactly as it says. Somatic variations of the somatic cells are not inherited and they die with the death of the individual, whereas germinal variation occur in germ cells. What do you mean by germ cells? Whereas germ cells means the cells which are responsible for formation of gametes, that is, sperm and the, yes guys, ova or the egg. And as I told you, there are changes in the DNA and in the chromosomes. As they are carrier of heredity, their changes causes the changes in the organism, right? Yes guys, let's move forward. So yeah, variation is very important. Why is variation important guys? What happens is these small variation, they get accumulated. And over the period of millions of years, it gives rise to a new species. For example, how did we evolve? We were like monkeys. So monkeys में थोड़ा change आता, like they were like this, थोड़ा change होता रहा. It accumulated for millions of years, है ना? And finally we began. Are you able to understand? So variations, some of the variations are good variations. For example, see, I have you can say, big ears. I have big ears, if you can see. Are they big? Yeah, quite big, little big, thoda big. And so what happens? So these big ears are good variation. Some other teacher might have a small ears. Some other teacher might have a small ear. So out of this big ear or small ear, whichever the nature feels is good. Nature feels is good matlab ki whichever is able to survive. If I am able to survive for a longer period of time, I will pass this big ears to my babies. If the other person is able to survive, they will pass the small ears. So out of this big ear and small ear, whichever variation is good, it will sustain. Are you able to understand? Out of the monkeys which were earlier, the monkeys which were earlier, some were like growing like straightward, some were going like downwards, they were spiraling. So out of this, the spiraling wala got eliminated and the straight ones got selected. Or they led to the formation of the new organisms. Are you able to understand, guys? Like this is a very hypothetical, मतलब ये real example नहीं है, ठीक है, hypothetical example है, just to clear your understanding. Do let me know, did you understand this or not? Hit the like button, guys, and please subscribe to the channel, है ना? It's a very wonderful channel, आपके लिए बहुत ही helpful रहेगा. And do hit the like button, guys. Please hit the like button. तो आपको समझ आया what I'm trying to tell you? Yes. तो the variation gets accumulated and leads to evolution of the organism. You never know कि छोटा सा आपके एक bone आए और वो bone में थोड़ा wings बनते जाए और after millions of years you all become angels. Are you able to understand? That's also a possibility. And then the angels will be flying and they'll be like, oh my god, these humans, why are these monkeys, teaching on YouTube and not having wings? Are you able to understand, guys? So there's a possibility in the future, millions of years tak, we will be the monkeys and the people with the wings will be the angels or the modern man or whatever. Are you able to understand, guys? This is just hypothetical. ठीक है, ये मत बोला सर कि wings कब आएंगे. So let's move forward. They provide raw material for evolution and selection. They help in the organism to adapt themselves to environmental changes, as I told you, right? Say after a while the environment on the earth changes and people with long big ear only are able to survive. So that will be a problem. So it helps to adapt environmental changes. So people with the big ear will survive, so they will pass on the character. People with the small ear will die, they won't be able to pass on the character. This is called as natural selection. Natural selection you would have heard, right? I will teach you that, but just for understanding now. They also provide individuality. Obviously, you should be able to know कि हाँ भैया, this is bio sir, this is math sir, this is physics sir, or this is chemistry ma'am. You should be able to know, right? So variation provides us with individuality. New characters are produced by the organism by variation. We just saw that, है ना बेटा? This is a theoretical, है ना? Nothing much like it won't come in the exam, but for understanding purposes, you should be knowing this, है ना? Moving forward, guys, you just need to know the difference, as I told you, है ना? They occur in the somatic or non-germinal cells. Somatic means body cells and not the sperms or the this thing. Egg or the ova. These occur in the germinal cells of the reproductive organs of an individual. Germ cells means, guys, the cells from which the sperms or ova are produced. Please, I'm repeating it many times, hai na? So that it gets embedded in your brain. The more times I repeat, the more you will, it will get deeper inside your brain. These are acquired during lifespan of an individual. These are acquired during formation of the gametes, or basically they are from the birth itself. But obviously, unless and until you expose yourself to gamma radiation or you get bitten by a spider, so you'll become a Spider-Man or Hulk accordingly, right? So that changes your DNA, right? You know that, right? So these are results of environmental factors like changes of light, temperature and food availability. And these are developed due to mutation, recombination of DNA, like Hulk wala thing and what. And obviously see here what happens, somatic variation, as I told you. If a person is there and if a poor kid is there, he's not getting proper food, he will definitely have less muscles. If he's eating well, he's working out, so he will have more muscles. Are you able to understand? And accordingly he will pass the characters or not pass the characters. Cool. DNA of the cells is not changed, so it is not inheritable. Obviously food eating, say development of muscle is not related to DNA. Then it is inherited because it is present in the DNA, so my characters will be passed on to the next generation. The germinal variation will be definitely passed on to the, if say I am roaming here, है ना? Like what I mean to say is Hulk ka beta will definitely have some green color in him. Okay, Hulk will definitely pass some green color into him. Why? Because Hulk ka DNA will pass on to the baby. Are you able to understand? Hit the like button, guys, if you like the Hulk, or did you like the analogy which I gave. Now, guys, this Gregor John Mendel is called as father of genetics, and many of my students feel, sir, this chapter is very difficult, and I tell them that by the end of this chapter you all will be fathers and mothers of genetics of your school. Trust me on this. Cool. Hello, guys, so don't need to be scared of this chapter. I know this is very little complicated, not very, nothing is complicated for us. We are gonna kill this, what should I say, chapter. Hello, bache. So yeah, you will be all Gregor John Mendels and Mendel's, okay, of your school. So what is he called as? Father of the genetics. Before studying about father of genetics, there are some terminologies which I want you to learn. For example, see, as I told you, if you want to make a building, you need a map. If you want to make a human, you need also a what? You need a DNA. Are you able to understand? So, like map is for a building, DNA is for a human. Cool. Very good. We understood what's DNA. Now there comes a question, sir. What is a gene? What is a gene? Now, I'll tell you what the gene is. See, in a building, when you are making my building, there'll be a map for my dining room. There'll be a map for my living room. There'll be a map for my kitchen. There'll be a map for my, yes guys, dining room, living room, kitchen ho gaya. There'll be a map for my, yes, bathroom also. Are you able to understand? In this big map, there are sub-maps. In the big map, there are sub-maps. Likewise, in my DNA, in my big DNA, there are small DNAs which code for particular character. For say, this segment of my DNA codes for my height. Is the map for my height. This segment is mapped for my hair type. This segment is mapped for my eye color. Are you able to understand? So these are all genes. Say I can say this is gene 1, this is gene 2, this is gene 3. So can I say gene is a segment of DNA which codes for a particular character. Gene is a segment of DNA which codes for a particular character, guys. Right? Did you understand? Very good. Now there's one more term you would have come across. What is allele? So what is allele? Right? What is allele? Now what is allele is, guys, see, the height can be, the gene of height, it can be of two types. The gene of height, it can be of two types, that is tall and short. Are you able to understand? The character height can be of two types, tall and short. So this tall and short are allele of the gene height. Guys, are you able to understand? Please pay focus. This tall and short are allele of the gene height. So what is an allele? Allele is a complementary form of a gene. Allele is what? It is the complementary form of a gene. A gene can have two or many complementary forms, tall and short. Are you able to? Similarly, one more thing. See, hair. Hair is a gene. It can have two alleles, say straight hair and curly hair. So straight and curly are what? These are type of allele. What is the gene? Gene is the hair type. Similarly, guys, eye color is a gene. It can have two alleles, brown eye or black eye. Right? Don't ask me, sir, where is the blue eyes? Blue eyes are hypnotized. Right? So that is why they are not here, guys. Are you able to understand? Hit the like button if you like the joke and subscribe it. Subscribe to our channel, guys. Please subscribe to the channel. है ना? So I guess I made this clear. है ना? थोड़ा move करते हैं. Replay it and watch it again, guys. This should be very clear. Allele, people don't understand. Students don't know what allele is, what gene is, what DNA is. So very important, guys. As I told you, guys, I told you what's a gene. Gene is a basic unit of inheritance located on a chromosome and is used as a term factor before the genes. Before we used to call it as factor, but now we call it as gene. It's a basic unit of inheritance. Basic unit means it's a part of DNA which codes for a character. Allele, I told you, alternative form of a gene. It's the alternative form of a gene. Exactly. है ना? They are present on the chromosomes. Right? Talking about phenotype, guys. Phenotype means physical appearance. How is something looking physically? It is called as phenotype. Phenotype means, guys, physical or external appearance. For example, my phenotype is tallness. है ना? My phenotype is big ears. है ना? My phenotype is brown eyes. Are you able to understand physically how do I look like? That is phenotype. Now who will tell me what is genotype? You would have heard of the phenotype, genotype. Who will tell me what is genotype? Yes, guys, come on. Who will tell me what is genotype? Genotype means, guys, genetic makeup. Genotype means genetic makeup. For example, my gene is capital T, capital T. This is my genotype. What will be my phenotype? Tallness. Tallness is my phenotype, physical appearance. Say my gene type is capital T small t, and again my phenotype is tallness. So genetically, how do I look? My DNA, what is my DNA? That is my genotype. What is my physical? Because of my genotype, there is some physical appearance. Obviously, I told you now, whatever map I have, that only I will be exhibiting. So the map is my genotype, and which phenotype is related to my map? That is phenotype. Am I making it clear, guys? Hit the like button. So similarly, genotype can be small t, and this means short. This means, guys, if I have small t wala allele and small t wala allele, I will be short. If I have capital T and small t wala allele, I will be tall. If I have capital T and capital T wala allele, I will be tall. Are you able to understand, guys? Yes or no? Right, you will understand what is TT and all these things. These are alleles. Allele, as I told you, these are genes. And where are they present? How are they present? We will do that. But for now, you understand phenotype means physical appearance, genotype means genetic makeup in one word. Actually, two words, makeup bhi aa gaya. Genotype is genetic makeup. Now there are, you will be studying, guys, monohybrid cross, dihybrid cross. अगर आपने स्कूल में ये चैप्टर करा है, you would have read about monohybrid cross and dihybrid cross. When I am looking at only one character, when I am studying only one character of a pea plant or any other organism, I will call it as a monohybrid cross. So समझ आया? When I am looking and studying at a one character, I call it as monohybrid cross. But when I am studying two characters at the same time, for example, I am studying tallness and eye color. Tallness नहीं होगा, height and eye color. Say I want to study height and eye color at the same time. So I will call it as a dihybrid. But when I am studying only height, I will call it as a monohybrid. Or I am studying only eye color, I will call it as a monohybrid cross. Are you able to understand, guys? Hit the like button. Yes, and do subscribe, guys. Right? Let's move forward. Similarly, guys, pure breeding. Pure breeding means characters that appear unchanged generation after generation. For example, say I take two tall plants. I take two tall plants and I keep breeding them. I keep breeding them. I keep breeding them. Now what will happen? Eventually I will get a plant which will have both the alleles of tallness. Okay, that is called as pure breed. When you keep breeding one organism, like one type of plant, है ना? Generation after generation, generation after generation, what will happen? After a point, the characters will stop changing. Are you able to understand? After a point, the characters will stop changing. And when the characters stop changing, we call it as a pure breed. You'll be like, sir, we are not able to understand, obviously, because I have not taught you what is dominant, what is recessive. And so once we do that, you'll be able to catch up with this. For now, pure breeding means you just understand, and when you keep breeding any organism, basically we do pea plant, when you keep breeding them, there comes a point after which the characters stop changing. So that is called as a pure breed. When the characters stop changing, I'll start calling that breed as pure breed. Then, guys, F1 generation, as you can see, it means first filial generation. That means first generation of the parental generation. F2 means second generation. Say these are parents. Inka baby is F1. And when this F1 is come, if I breed F1 with F1, obviously one baby नहीं, बहुत सारे babies हो गए इनके, है ना? These are all F1 वाला babies. Now, if I breed them, whatever I get, I will call it as F2 generation I will have. I hope it is clear, guys. F1 and F2 generation. They were humans. So here, their baby is F1. F1 maybe many babies can come. If I breed this F1 babies, what will I get? I will get F2 babies. I guess this is clear, guys. Let's move forward. These are some more terms, guys, talking about dominant characteristics and recessive characteristic. Now, guys, see, focus. I told you alleles are present, and I told you complementary form of a gene is called as allele. Now what happens? Chromosomes in us exist in pair. You guys know human beings or any other organism, chromosome exists in pair. So what happens, guys? the chromosomes है ना are generally homologous. Now you'll be like, sir, what do you mean by homologous chromosomes? Beta, homologous chromosomes means all the chromosomes inside me are homologous, except sex chromosome. We'll talk about it later. But most of the chromosomes, 22 pair of chromosomes are homologous. What do you mean by homologous? They are of the same length. They are of the same length, and both of them have same character at the same location. For example, this will have character height at the same location. Here also character height will be there. Here also character height will be there on the both the chromosomes. Are you able to understand? Here, if eye color is there, both of them will have eye color ka gene over here. But I said gene will be there, but the allele can be anything. Allele can be different also. For example, say I am representing capital T as tallness in case of height and small t as shortness. So what are the three types of combination possible over here? It can be either capital T, small t, or capital T and small t. Are you able to understand, guys? These are the three possibilities which is possible in any human organism. Now you will be like, sir, okay, whenever it is capital T and capital T, obviously there is map for only tallness, so organism will be a tall individual. If there is small t and small t, the map is for shortness only, hence the individual will be a short individual. Now when it is capital T and small t, now there are map for both tallness and shortness. I'll be like, sir, which one will be there? But which one will be there? We will know by looking at the offspring. Which one will get expressed? We will know by looking at the offspring. So one which out of these contrasting characters, the one which gets expressed is called as dominant, whereas the one which does not get expressed is called as recessive. For example, in this case, we have known by the help of examples that whenever capital T and small t is there, capital T gets expressed and small t does not get expressed. By getting expressed means getting shown. Are you able to understand? So the individual having this genotype will always be tall. Individual having this genotype will be tall. Did you guys understand, guys? Yes or no? If you have understood, click the like button and yeah, do subscribe to our channel. So that is what is dominant and recessive characters. Now as I was telling you, the chromosome can have capital T, small t or capital T, small t. So whenever both the alleles are same on the pair of chromosomes, we call them as homozygous. Whenever pair of chromosomes are same, pair of allele are same on the chromosome, we call them as homozygous. But whenever the alleles are different, what do I call them as? I call them as heterozygous individuals. Are you able to understand, guys? Homozygous and heterozygous, है ना? Offspring, so we know they are produced as a result of sexual reproduction. Obviously babies are called as offspring. Pedigree is known as ancestral record. Ancestral record means my grandfather, है ना? My mother side, their genes, है ना? This is my genes, है ना? My wife will come, her genes. So this is called as the family analysis. Family mein what are the traits and how are they getting passed on? This is called as pedigree analysis whenever we do this. Right, guys? So yes, guys, that's it for today from my side. Clap for yourself. You did a wonderful job. You studied with me, I guess, for more than 20-30 minutes. You are very amazing students. Do let me know, guys, did you understand the chapter? How did you feel? Let me know in the comments. Hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. Show us some love, guys. Spread the channel. You know, if you understood, if you got benefited from the video, do let me know, guys, and do tell your friends also to watch our channel. Like and subscribe it. Thank you, guys. Have a good evening. I'll see you in the next session. Bye bye, and keep smiling, guys.